Greetings, my name is Elizabeth Coble. I'll be talking about my findings in the America's Historical Imprints database for this week's video. I look for primary sources that could enhance an historical presentation on early American history, specifically related to freedom of the press. I also reviewed dozens of informational and educational videos about freedom of the press, from ones under a minute to ones more than an hour, and from ones focused on educating kids to those designated or designed to entertain. In the video review, almost all of them started their historical tie-in with the years just before or around the time of the American Revolutionary War. But the story of freedom of the press in North America, or the challenges to freedom of the press, began decades earlier. On August 4th, 1735, a jury acquitted publisher and printer John Peter Zenger of libel charges against New York's colonial governor. Zenger was charged with seditious libel for criticizing the colonial governor, William Cosby. English common law, which had been transported to the colonies, provided that truth was no defense to an accusation of seditious libel. Indeed, truthful information could be even more dangerous than lies because it was more believable. Zenger's defense team argued that if what he printed was true, it should not be considered libelous. The jury acquitted Zenger, establishing a legal precedent for freedom of the press in North America. In the America's Historical Imprints database, I found a few related primary sources. First was the official complaint Zenger's lawyers made about Governor Cosby to the New York General Assembly in 1735. Zenger's primary lawyer, Andrew Hamilton, was a noted Philadelphia attorney and the designer of the building that's now known as Independence Hall. In the complaint, Hamilton wrote, quote, "But when the liberties of a country are at stake and the civil enjoyments of a people are at the very foundation of them, it behooves every man that loves this country to cry out and give public warning of the danger," unquote. Second, I found Zenger's own account of the situation in a work titled A Brief Narrative of the Case and Trial of John Peter Zenger that was published in 1736. And third, I found a document published in 1770 titled Remarks on Zenger's Trial, taken out of the Barbados Gazette for the benefit of the students in law and others in North America. The majority of the article focused on Zenger's legal team and how they tried the case. This case impacted multiple of the founding fathers. Gouverneur Morris, who was the author of the preamble to the Constitution, said that Zenger's case was, quote, "the gem of American freedom, the morning star of that liberty which subsequently revolutionized America," unquote. By ignoring the Zenger case, presentations and works about freedom of the press missed the opportunity to teach about the situations that informed and set the conditions for the creation of primary documents that were the basis of freedoms in the United States. This case helped drive the founding fathers to include freedom of the press in the Bill of Rights, specifically in the very First Amendment.